Hello and welcome to episode number 7. Now, back in the earlier episodes, I was there saying, this is gonna be like 6 or 7 episodes long. Well, I changed my mind. I'm probably gonna make it like 10 or 11 episodes. I think we're about nearly 35% way through this drawing, so I think that's why. Oh yeah, recently someone actually did a retranslation of Mystical Ninjas on SNES. I have actually done a 1-player and 2-player let's play of that exact game. It's one of my favourite games of all time. I put it at 3rd place on my top 25 favourite games list, but yeah. And it's where the retranslated version of Mystical Ninjas that a fan made. It's where all it really is that the kanji that you see on the side and such, it just goes from like kanji to like Town of Edo, that sort of thing. So it's where during Mystical Ninjas gameplay, you like run past these kanji symbols, and obviously because the game wasn't fully translated, it was kind of hard to understand what was what. So I think that's what confused new players to the game. So I don't know if I ever want to play the retranslated version, judging that I've already done 2 let's plays on the same game. But it's like, oh yeah, that's another thing. I have looked into Mystical Ninjas 2 and Mystical Ninja 3 on the SNES, but there's no English versions of it unless you get like a fan translated version of Mystical Ninjas 2 and 3. But one of the most funniest things about Mystical Ninjas 2 is that the Straw Hat guy, who I called Baghead in my Mystical Ninjas 1 playthrough, he actually has an instant death attack. He like jumps on top of your head with a pogo stick, and then he like pulls you down off screen, and then you lose a life. And it's just like, whoa. So basically, the Straw Hat guy has gone from one of the weakest enemies in the first game to being one of the hardest enemies in the second game. So it's like, okay. And yes, the Straw Hat guy is in the PlayStation 1 Mystical Ninjas game as well. And yes, the Straw Hat guy is in that one as well. And I think he does a similar thing as well. It's like, oh no. Believe it or not, me and my siblings actually owns Goemon 64. Well, it's called Mystical Ninja starring Goemon anyway. That's the full name of it. And so we actually have the cartridge, and we actually have the memory card, the N64 memory card, because in Mystical Ninja 64, there's a complicated way how you have to save the game. And it's where you have to make sure that the memory card is in the Rumble Pack slot at the back of the N64 controller, otherwise you cannot save the game. So, and it's where the very first time we actually played Mystical Ninja 64, we didn't have the memory card, so all we could do was just play the beginning. Because as soon as we get game over or turn the system off, that's it. So it's like, Mystical Ninja 64 has some very fantastic music in it. It's like, wow. Some of my favourite songs from that game is the Yamato theme, and I also like the Oedo town music in that one as well. I'm surprised the Oedo town music in Mystical Ninja 64 is actually different to the one in the SNES game. I'm actually very surprised by that. I also like Toza as well. The sad thing about Mystical Ninja 64 is that I don't think it's been re-released on Wii. I don't think so anyway. And it's obviously because it's an N64 game, I don't think it's been released on Steam either. So I'm like wondering, how am I going to be able to record myself playing this game? I mean, we've got it, but we don't have a very good way to record it, that's the thing. I did mention this once in the past. It was in a Let's Play video. And I actually mentioned that I was practicing a few piano songs, and we tried to do a Ueda town theme from Mystical Ninja SNES, and I can do it pretty well, but that was like 3 years back, so I think I've kind of lost practice out of the piano learning sequence for that one. And so I was trying to do Aquatic Ruin Zone from Sonic 2 as well, and when I looked up tutorials how to do it, it's like you have to press like 6 key notes at the same time. It's actually quite hard to keep up. So it's like, so yeah. I remember there was this guy I used to tune into called Necroscope86, who was actually one of my favourite YouTubers, but unfortunately he quit YouTube and he actually got to 80,000 subscribers. He mentioned about how he was running into a lot of family issues or something. And one of the other things Necroscope86 mentioned was that his life was very busy. He was working full time as well as doing his gaming channel, so it was as if he was working like 50 or 60 hours a week. But you know, it's just like, I could see why he quit YouTube, because he did mention that he has a daughter. I think she's about 13 or 14 years old by now, but back then she was like 8 or 9 years old. I can totally understand if he had to quit YouTube for his daughter, because you know, your own family comes before games, doesn't it? So, you know. And it's where one of the things he did on his channel was piano sessions. And it's where people were like requesting him to do Moonlight Sonata from Resident Evil 1. I've heard that's a very famous song anyway, so Capcom were like borrowing it from the original composer who invented that song, but you know. I kind of got the piano session idea of Necroscope86 because I used to watch some of his piano session videos. It was actually quite interesting to see someone who plays games and plays on a piano as well. Anyway, back to me. I did do a big portion of Green Hill Zone on piano as well. I know most of it off by heart, but the problem is that I've not practiced it for over a year, so I think I'd have to practice it then show how I can do it on camera sort of thing. But you know, it's just that most people say, oh, only focus on 1 or 2 topics on your YouTube channel, but it's like the problem is that you're missing out on wider target audience sort of thing, because sometimes doing the same one topic over and over and over again can get a little bit, you know, get a little bit repetitive. So it's like, oh look, 70 episodes of this game, and then it's like another 20 more episodes of this game sort of thing. So it's like, sometimes it's nice to take a break off it and actually showcase something new, you know? I've been wanting to make a few piano session based videos, but do it at like beginner sort of level. Oh yeah, I actually practiced another song, and it's Song of Storms from Ocarina of Time, and it's where I actually still remember it not that long ago because I practiced it on piano literally like 2 or 3 weeks back, so I'm actually not that bad at that actually. I remember I made an old video about what I'd like to see in Tears of the Kingdom, and this old video man was like from like 3 or 4 years back, but I'll put a card at the top right corner of the screen just so you can watch it. I'll be honest, I didn't record it that well, but oh well, and it's mostly facecam based, and it's where I was there saying, oh, I want likes to come back in Tears of the Kingdom, but back then it was called Breath of the Wild 2, and it's where, guess what, in the game that's just been released for like a couple of months now, it's where they've actually got likes there. They made them way more grotesque, and it's just so funny. And now they've got eyeball as a weak point now. It's just like, holy moly, they actually did as what I wanted them to do. Like, well done, Nintendo, you actually brought back the likes. I was also surprised that they brought back redeads as well, but they called Gibdos for some reason in Tears of the Kingdom, I'm not sure why. But when I saw the trailer and such, right, I was like thinking, how come they made them not very hard in this game? I know that's kind of spoiling it, but it's like, you know, but they were already in the trailer anyway with redeads. It's like, I don't recall them in Tears of the Kingdom actually screeching at anyone, you know, they're that they do in Paralyze, yeah. I don't think they do that in Tears of the Kingdom. I'm thinking, what's going on here? I was surprised that in Tears of the Kingdom they brought back Gleeoks, which are those multi-head dragons, because I remember back in the first Legend of Zelda game, there was this boss, literally called Gleeok, and in the first game you come across a 2-head one, then a 3-head one later on, and then a 4-head one later on. I'm like thinking, oh wow, they actually brought them back in Tears of the Kingdom. I think they've only given them 3 heads, I'm not sure. I've not seen every little bit of Tears of the Kingdom so far, but yeah, I was actually surprised they brought back the twin head dragons. It's like, holy moly. One of the most funniest enemies in Tears of the Kingdom is the tree things that just comes to life and just silently walks up to you and tries to headbutt you. I was like, I remember my relatives playing it, right? And they were like saying, what the heck is that? And it's like, it just silently walks up to you and just tries to headbutt you. It's like, what? It's like, I don't remember that thing being in the other Zelda games. And people like posting comments saying, oh, that tree wants revenge for you destroying the other trees to make Tarry Town back in the previous game. It's just like, oh yeah, because you made Tarry Town by cutting down all those logs down. So I thought, oh, that would make sense why those trees are angry, trying to attack you and headbutt you and stuff. I'm surprised it doesn't even try to shake off any apples, try to pop you on the head with the apples or anything. Or it tries to throw rotten apples. Like, yeah, that would have been a good idea, but oh well. Oh, by the way, I have relatives that actually have their own YouTube channel, and I've checked quite a few of their videos out, especially the Tears of the Kingdom videos, and it's where they've actually done a pretty good Let's Play, so I'll just put one of their videos on the top right corner, and it's actually quite good as their Let's Play. So I thought there's a lot of surprises, and they're even playing Tears of the Kingdom on their first playthrough, so they're not spoiling anything of the main game, so yeah. Oh yeah, there's another racing game, and it's called Sonic All-Stars Racing, and it's where there's this song in it, and it's called the Burning Rangers song. It's also known as Burning Depths, and yes, it's that one with the rap singing. It's like, come on, let's go. It's the Burning Rangers go, and it's where I'm not gonna say who, right? And I let them listen to it for the first time, right? And they literally said, oh, it's not even a good song, it's garbage. I was like thinking, well, let's see you try and come up with a song, right? And I heard them make some samples up, and they weren't even good, like, at all. It was like, that sort of thing. And it's like screaming for her parts of it. It's like, that's not even a good song at all. And by the way, it was just them humming, by the way. So it's like, yeah, go bash on someone else's song, yet you can't even make good music yourself. It's just like, you know, I hate it when people... In fact, once I got a comment, right, it was back with the Aaron Graphics Legend of Zelda demo that he made, like, years ago. And it's where someone once posted me a comment, right, saying how much they hated it. And it's like, well, why don't you try and make something as good as that then? Or even better then? You try using Unreal Engine 4 or Unreal Engine 5 and spend hundreds of hours modeling 3D objects like the floor and the flowers and the buildings and everything, and even program the gameplay itself and literally take months putting it together, and then let's see how far you get with it then. Because you can't go around like moaning over a free fan game, can you? By the way, this person has 0 subscribers, so I'm not surprised why they didn't actually get very far. And it's like, they were just like swearing the head off and everything, saying, this is so bleeping trashy. It's just like, it's not even a good game. It's like, well, you try making a game, and when I went onto his channel, he doesn't have any content. He has no game design knowledge or programming knowledge with, you know, trying to set variables and for loops and everything, right? Because I've done that before at university, just not super loads. And it's where he's like going around, he's basically complaining so much over something that's actually free. And yet he won't even make something as good as that himself. It's just like, you know, I hate it when people just complain about something that was made for free. And they even got to see that exact video that I made on the Aaron Graphics thing. It's actually pretty funny. It's actually quite good. I'll put it in the top left corner. But I'll be honest, there are a few things I don't like about the Aaron Graphics one. The Aaron Graphics Ocarina of Time demo that he made. A few things anyway. One of the things I didn't even point out in my full Let's Play of it, it's like over an hour long by the way, is where one thing about the OOT demo that Aaron Graphics made is that when you get to Queen Goma, right, she doesn't even attack you at all. She just walks up to you and just glows, and her eye just glows red, and that's it. Like, she doesn't even try to kill you. So they tried to make it look so scary. It just walks up to you and just goes red. It's like, did Aaron Graphics like forget to program her to actually attack you? Only the Deku Barbers in that fight area can actually hurt you, and even then you can just slingshot them down, get Deku Nut Seeds, and then just slingshot the Queen Goma anyway. But it's like, that's one of my small complaints about the Aaron Graphics demo. And so basically there's like almost nowhere to actually lose in that whole fight. So, you know. Thank you for watching the video. If you want to actually show your support, you may tick like, share, or subscribe to my channel. You can even do all three of them if you want to. So yeah, and with that, I'll end off the video. So thanks you for watching.